Welcome back. My name is Nathan Lara. This is The Light Within, our little video series on introducing you to some of the different concepts in pranic healing. Today I wanted to talk about, in the theme of the world right now, I wanted to talk about the WESAK festival. So we oftentimes in pranic healing meditate in groups. I was told in my first pranic healing class, and I've experienced it myself many times meditating in groups, that when you have 7 or more people meditating or doing the meditation on twin hearts, which is the main meditation for pranic healers, it generates the amount of energy of over 100 people meditating separately. So imagine, the meditation twin hearts has, like we talked about, this flushing effect, this removal effect of stress energy, the energy of discomfort and pain and disease, right? Anxiety, whatever it is that you have going on. Meditation twin hearts can have a flushing out effect, because as you bless the earth, or as you energize the earth, so much energy flows through you that you can flush out your own stuff. So it is a altruistic meditation, as it's called. Usually when they categorize meditations, they call them different things. And meditation twin hearts falls in the category of altruistic meditation, because it is a meditation of goodwill. So when you're blessing or energizing this, 7 billion more people on the planet, it flushes out all of these negative energies. So it's one of our most precious self-healing tools. Now, on the day of the WESAK, which I'm not going to go into the WESAK because the masters have much better talks on the WESAK, I just want to talk on a just simple level with you about how you can use the WESAK to your benefit, and also how you can help others during this time. So we talked a little bit in a previous video about energetic service, which is energy healing, meditation twin hearts, and then physical service, which is donating, tithing, giving money, giving time, helping maybe with feeding programs or doing acts of goodwill, physical acts. So during the time of the WESAK, I encourage you, because so much energy flows into the planet at this very specific date, which this year, 2025, is May 12th. So it's on this coming Monday. So at this time, I don't even know how many people, but all of the pranic healing centers around the world, thousands and thousands of pranic healers in all the different centers around the world are meditating at exactly the same time. And what this does is it brings in, if it's 7 people meditating makes the energy of 100 people, imagine 7,000 or 70,000 even people meditating. How much energy does that generate? So with what's going on in the world right now, no political stuff from me here, but with everything that's going on in the world, the disasters, calamities, the conflicts, this is a really good time to meditate. If you're going to meditate once a year or once a month, this would be the time to meditate, is on May 12th, the WESAK. Because this is when so many people are gathered together to do meditation twin hearts to bless the earth. And it's probably the best time for you to take advantage of that much energy. So I encourage you to go on, Master Stephen Coe's website, register for it. It's a free meditation. Master Coe also usually does some talks on the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path of Enlightenment from the Buddhist teachings. So you don't have to be a Buddhist to do these meditations. In fact, there's an old story of a Catholic priest who needed a place to stay, wanted a spiritual place to stay, a quiet place to stay, when he was in an Asian country. And so he stayed in a Buddhist monastery. And, they took care of him and gave him a wonderful place to stay, and they didn't push their beliefs on him or anything. And he said, after enough time, being with the Buddhist monks, he realized it's not a religion like we think about it. Anything that you do regularly anything that you're devoted to, you're religious with, right? And so these monks are very religious in their practices. I did a pranic healing clinic at a Buddhist temple, and one of the nuns, she was wearing white. I think it was a Cambodian family, and I know a little bit about Buddhism, but I was there to do pranic healing for the monks and for the nuns and their families, and they treated us to food, and the main abbot made a big deal to do half of the service in English and half of the service in Cambodian. So afterwards we did healing and all of this, and I remember the nun saying, asking me some questions about what I know about Buddhism, and I was just like, oh, you tell me. Tell me what should I know about your practice. And she said, well, do you know the 10 Commandments in the Christian tradition? I said, oh, yeah, I grew up with that. So she said, okay, well, in the and I don't remember exactly the number, but she said in the Buddhist tradition, the nuns have to follow about 700 commandments. I was like, oh, okay. She was explaining it very simply for me. And she said, but then the monks and the abbots, they have to follow more like 10,000 commandments. And so I was like, wow, okay, that's an interesting concept. But the point is that anything that you're religious about, anything that you do religiously, that is a word, that is not a spiritual belief, right? So when you hear religion, that means that those people are devoted to something. And if someone's not devoted to something, then they're not religious in that practice. So this Catholic priest that left the Buddhist monasteries realized that he actually took on some of the teachings that he learned from Buddhism and was able to make himself a better practitioner in his faith. It deepened his own faith. It didn't change his faith. It deepened his faith. So we don't go into religion. We study religion, right, in pranic healing, but we do not teach one specific religion. We give info and insights from all the different religions, which shows how universal they all are and how every religion is really pointing at the same thing. And it's like my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Kaksui, said, paraphrased because I'll butcher it, don't look at the finger, right? Look at what it's pointing at, right? And I actually had this experience with somebody once where I was pointing at something and they were looking at my finger. And I thought, oh, wow, how interesting, because if you're looking at my finger and you're not looking at what it's pointing to, then you're not seeing what I'm talking about. It's very simple. But when it comes to religion and spiritual beliefs, you have to look at what it's pointing at, whether it's a religious art, if somebody is saying something in a Sunday service, sometimes you have to think a little bit deeper than you normally would, and think about it. What is it pointing at? What is that artwork pointing at? What this person's saying? What is it pointing at? Because sometimes truth is not always directly told to you, right? Someone might say, I bought a new car, and then when you see the car, it's a white car or a red car, and you don't necessarily expect them to always tell you, oh, what color is the car, what model, what make is the car. But once you see the car, you see, more of the truth. And so it's important that you sometimes take a little bit of time to step back and think, what is this teaching pointing at? And what can I learn from it? And how can I understand a deeper level of truth rather than just what is out on the surface, right? So, I'm wearing a pink shawl, but you don't know where I got it. or how I got it or why I wear it, right? But if you ask me, you might learn a deeper level of truth. But if you just take it at face value, you might just think, oh, he likes wearing pink. Right? So think about that. Think about how you can, in your life, look at what certain things are pointing at and what the deeper level of truth is on different things. So back to the WESAK. This is a time where people of all different faiths around the world are gathering virtually and in person to do the meditation Twin Hearts, where we bless the earth. And so I want to walk you through a very simplified version of the meditation Twin Hearts so that you can feel it for yourself. And it's just you doing it. So, don't expect fireworks necessarily, but even just one person doing it, it's a very powerful meditation. So you can close your eyes or keep them partially closed. And you can just listen to my voice. It'll just be a minute or two. Now raise your hands with your palms facing outward and imagine a small ball, a small earth in front of you, the size of a little ball. Now focus on the center of your chest, your heart, and think of somebody that you love. Or think of your pet. Something that brings you that loving feeling, right? If you can't think of it, try it. Try your best, right? Smile at your heart. Right? Now imagine pink, loving energy coming from your heart to your hands and just showering the entire earth with love. That love that you feel in your heart. You can think of this loving energy going into your city, expanding through your county, through your state, if you're in the United States, through the entire country, spreading out over the oceans, to all the different continents, to all the different countries around the world, until the entire world is just surrounded with pink, loving energy. Now you can focus on your crown. Breathe that loving energy. Inhale. Bring that loving energy up to your crown. And as you exhale, imagine even brighter light from your crown and your hands going down to the earth. Same thing, flooding the entire earth with love. As we talked about in previous videos, the heart chakra is the center of goodwill, and the crown chakra is the will to do good, actually acting out this goodness. And shower the entire earth from your crown and your hands with golden light. Now focus on your heart and your crown together and shower the earth even brighter light, pink and gold light from your heart and your crown, filling the entire earth with light. Imagining conflicts dissolving. Imagine areas where there's conflict and war and turmoil dissolving. Also thinking of areas of your life where conflict or disagreements, whatever, are being harmonized, are being solved. Just think of these areas in your life and in the world and just bless these areas from your heart and your crown. Fill the entire earth with love. And sometimes people will add different prayers. When they do this meditation. And notice if you feel something in your hands, if you feel something in your body. Just continue blessing the earth imagining peace, happiness. If you know people that are having a difficult time financially, send this energy to those people. Impoverished countries, send this energy to those areas. It is in giving that you receive, so if you help these people, you will be helped. Imagine people who are having pain, physical sickness. From your heart and your crown, send this loving energy to those people who are suffering physically. To those people who are suffering emotionally, who are hopeless, who don't have options, who don't know what to do, who are stuck. Send this loving energy to them and say, you can make it. You will make it. Now keep your eyes closed, but put your hands down on your lap. And just sit in silence for a moment. Imagine yourself in stepping into a golden lake or golden ocean. Just be aware of your inhale. Don't control your breathing, but just be aware of your inhale, the hold, the exhale, the hold. And imagine yourself just floating in this golden pool or ocean of energy. Be aware of your breath. And then just imagine, as you come back to your body, wiggle your fingers and toes. Just imagine golden roots of light going from your feet 10 feet deep into Mother Earth, releasing the excess energy and further blessing the earth. This helps to ground you, so your head's not in the clouds when you come back. Now open your eyes with a big smile. How do you feel? Okay, that was just about 5 minutes of doing a simplified version of the meditation on Twin Hearts. So typically we do about a 20 to 30 minute version of the meditation Twin Hearts, and you can find these meditations on Master Co's website. I'm also going to be leading them on my YouTube channel and other social media, but on Master Co's website you can find hundreds of videos now of Master Co doing meditation Twin Hearts with a lecture and then a guided meditation. And so what a lot of people, and if you notice this during the meditation, put it in the comments, because a lot of people notice or tell me that, I can't meditate because there's too much. As soon as I sit down and I calm down, there's too much stuff going on in my head. I can't concentrate on the meditation. And that's actually okay. In fact, that's good. If you didn't have that going on, as one of my teachers said recently, if you didn't have that going on, then that would mean that you're dead, right? So if you didn't have things going on in your mind might not be working, right? Because even when you sleep, your mind is working, right? So it's not realistic to expect that you can turn your mind off, and meditation is by no means intending to turn your mind off. Meditation is really an intention to calm your mind, right? And I tell my students this, and when I would have meditation groups back in the day, I used to say, it's not how you feel during the meditation. And people get so hung up on this oh, this meditation felt so much better. I like this one better. This one felt so much better. And it's not about how you feel necessarily during the meditation, but it's how you are and how your life changes and how you feel after the meditation. Because everything that happens in the meditation, that's only 5 minutes, but that energy goes with you for a long time. So think about how you feel, further after the meditation. So on the topic of the WESAK, right? When we do this meditation with so many people meditating, it's like we're one big tube of light, right? Blessing the earth. More stuff can be poured out in this meditation. So this is a time, really, you can even write it down, things that you want to let go of, right? Like a New Year's resolution. You know how those things don't ever work? Maybe it's like, I'm going to go to the gym every day. From January 1st, I'm going to go to the gym every day. And then, by January 14th or 15th, you're like, I'll just stay home and I'll do some calisthenics on the rug, whatever. Right? You notice how those New Year's resolutions typically don't last? The reason is because you didn't remove the energy and then replace it with a firm resolution, right, of that energy. So the WESAK is actually a perfect time to do your New Year's resolution, if that's what you want to call it. Think about things that you want to let go of. And this goes with any meditation or any healing practice, or even when you get a healing too. What do I want to remove? Is it irritation with a certain family member? Do I want to remove anxiety or grief? Do I want my body to feel better? Do I want to lose weight? Do I want to have better relationships with my family? What are the things that are stopping me from having those? You can write it down. And then when you do your meditation during the WESAK or any time, or even when you get healing, set the intention that those things are going to be released out of your system. And then, right, just like when you pull the weed out, there's like a hole in the ground where the roots were. So you have to replace it with something. So afterwards, you set a firm resolution, whether you write it or you vision board or whatever it is that you do. You write, I am going to go to the gym every single day, right? But you want to make a realistic goal. So maybe I'm going to go to the gym every other day of the week, right? Or, I'm going to make sure I go to the gym these days out of the week. So the point is, you can make affirmations all day long. You can make resolutions, New Year's resolutions or resolutions in general all day long, but you have to back it up with energy as well. So you have to remove the things that are obstructing or blocking you from moving forward, and then you make your resolution, and you notice that it will have a better result than if you just do it normally. So the WESAK is an amazing time to write down the things you want to remove and then create firm resolutions. You can think of this as the real new year, right? And just really set your intention for how you want your life to be for the rest of the year and going forward. And if you want to write down a plan, or have ChatGPT write down a 5-year plan or 2-year plan or whatever for you, whatever it is, set your intention for what you want to release going forward that no longer serves you, and then how you want your behavior to be, because the WESAK is such a powerful time to do that, because the energy level is so much higher. Now, to end, this is, again, the purpose of the WESAK meditation is that because so much energy specifically comes down on this day, it's actually an 8-minute period where the most of the energy is coming down, but it's, 3 days before, 3 days after, we're probably already in the energy of the WESAK. There is already a lot of energy. So this is the time to do your meditation. This is the time to do purification techniques, journaling and writing about the things that you no longer want anymore. But then also think of this as an opportunity to do service, because this energy that's going to be coming down and already is coming down and will for a couple of or maybe weeks, is you can harness it. You can ride that wave to blessing the earth and maybe even choose one relationship or one difficult situation in your life, or that challenging coworker that you have, and do an experiment, with the meditation Twin Hearts. We also use the Great Invocation to bless that relationship, or bless that conflict, or bless that situation, and notice how it changes, because this is a goodwill or an altruistic meditation. When you use it properly, like we just did, right, you can make just amazing things happen. There's a reason it's our miracle, or our staple diet, right? It's because it actually has, even on a higher level of truth, a wish fulfillment. So you can make your wish beforehand. You can call it a wish, an intention, whatever it is that you want, but use this energy and go onto Master Co's website, do a Google search for the WESAK meditation, and join one. But make sure to write down your goals, write down what you want to let go of, and write down how you want to be, and what behaviors you want to start bringing into your life more, and what people you want to bring into your life as well, because this is the time to do it. So that's it for today. This is a huge part of Pranic Healing, is doing Meditation Twin Hearts, which is the energetic service. And this is our global humanitarian project. It's called the Planetary Peace Movement that Master Choa Kok Sui started. So get involved with us and meditate together and see for yourself the benefits. Bye for now.